Welcome to the Mechanical Room. The Mechanical Room. A Centrotherm production focusing on all things in and around the HVAC industry. And now, your hosts, Michael Sokaris and Matthew Price.
Good afternoon, everybody. We're here at the Navien Training Center in Jersey. We're going to walk in and see what's going on. There's a lot of people, looks like they're walking in. Looks like tool guys getting some training, I think. Let's go check it out.
Thank you for having us here at Navien. We are Mike Sokaris, Matthew Price. We're the hosts of the Mechanical Room podcast for Centrotherm Ecosystems, which we're super thrilled to kind of like partner with you guys in such a way. I mean, obviously we go on your units all the time.
Right.
So, what do you guys do here?
I am the lead training coordinator. I've been with Navien for about 10 years, so I do all the reporting and accounting and website and boring stuff that nobody else wants to do.
The website.
All the
Stuff, in
numbers.
other words.
Yeah.
I feel the pain of the website. I know what that's all about.
Yeah. So I love Navien. I've seen it like triple in size since I've been here, and just the way that we've continued to just come up with new technology every year. It's been pretty phenomenal to watch. So.
And we're very excited to be here. You guys were doing training. You have some of our stuff on your units, and Shawn and Matthew were talking, and it's like, hey, let's do a on-the-road podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to get this guy
I'm totally going to use some of this footage, right? It's going to be super funny.
Am I done now? I can't handle it.
It wouldn't be possible.
So this is just the monitor?
Yeah.
We're using that camera over there, so that's the one you
It
went.
wouldn't be possible without this.
My husband's a photographer. I do that all the
My
time.
job would not be complete without having
Oh
Kirstyn
my
here
gosh.
on my side and Liz helping
I
me
was
out the whole
very
way
impressed
through.
with the way that this went today. I mean, you guys run a
Awesome.
top shelf operation here, no question about it.
Awesome,
Try
thank
to
you.
run
We
tight ship.
definitely, like I said, not possible without them.
Thank you.
They're behind the scenes, and they do all the setting up the hotel, making sure guys' names are straight. They
Boosting my
just
ego
do
too
all the
much.
work, and I just get in there and provide the information about the system. But in order for it to happen, they make it happen for me. So I really think I couldn't do my job without them.
The unsung heroes behind the scenes.
Yes,
There you go.
Gotta do it. All right,
And-
so Shawn kind of gave your bio as to what you do here
Yes,
as well.
yes.
So what next tattoo are you going for?
Yeah, there you go. Let's get to the
I just
important
got
information here.
kneecap.
Oh my God, how did that feel?
So this one's soft
Oh.
because it was a full kneecap. Then I'm working my way up.
It's gonna get Navien right here.
Yeah.
So we've actually talked about
We
Centrotherm.
have.
So we have some heavily tattooed folks at. Obviously, I'm among that group at Centrotherm, and we've talked about getting maybe an elbow on our elbow. So nonsensical. Every time we pass a
gotta
tattoo
do
place,
it.
I go, "Hey, you want an Iron Maiden back piece?"
I
Now's
know.
the time, right?
One of these days, I'm going to surprise my wife with one of those.
There you go.
We should
awesome.
we could Photoshop Auntie with like a big dragon or something
Yeah.
like that.
Well,
that's
that
his 14-year-old daughter.
That
There
may
you
happen
go.
naturally.
Oh,
I'm
I think
afraid.
so. I think so as well. So, what's your favorite thing about working at Navien?
Oh my
This
god.
guy right
Really?
here.
That's high praise right
That
there.
is.
Stop.
Doesn't get better.
Every
And that was
morning.
unrehearsed.
Yeah.
Yes,
There you
every
go.
morning.
Good.
It's a great good morning, and every day at the end of the day, it's see you bright and early, and we're a good team. We
How
make
many
it work.
offices
People.
like this does Navien have around the country?
We have 3. So we have our headquarters is in Irvine,
I
California.
know, that's where we ship that stuff first.
Yeah, yeah.
We took the
We
pipe
wanted
on a
to do
world
the whole
tour.
Yeah,
world
there you
tour.
go. And then we have an office in Vaughan, Ontario,
Okay.
or Woodbridge outside of Toronto, and then here. So
Do you know
this was
the
our-
do you know the reps up in Canada?
I do.
Do
some
you know
of them.
Strat?
I do. I do.
He's
I
a
do.
fellow
Yes,
Greek. I'm
yes.
bumping into a lot of Greeks. You know.
I do. I'm trying to remember, because he's Air Solutions? No, he's West Coast, right?
He's in Ontario.
There we go. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he's with Air Solutions. Yeah.
Yes, Air Solutions.
There
Correct.
you go.
Yes.
But I love the people. We've been closed for over 2 years because of COVID. So we just started going a few months ago, and it is going so smoothly. We have such amazing customers who are just filling up the classes. So
Yeah, we saw some
House
friends
here.
of ours here. I mean,
Yeah.
the big city guys are friends to us. They posted on us. We've given them awards. He was
They
clearly
won
wearing
the-
our swag
Yes, he
today.
was.
there
So-
you go. There you go.
He won the Show Us Your Pipe for.
He does.
Our
That's what we call.
third
So
episode.
each episode of the podcast,
Yeah.
we highlight an installation, and Navien's been on it many
Several times,
times,
yeah.
including like the first one, which was Big City, which Matt, I think it was his
Pop
photo.
your head in
Yeah,
here.
come
too.
on,
Yeah,
man.
pop
Come
in
on,
there.
You
man.
want a seat? I can.
That's good. It's a
Squeeze in.
family affair here.
Matt's the one who made this meeting here successful because I asked him about Centrotherm. He said, "Guess what, man?
I got some
something for you."
connections.
And the next thing you know, I heard from Matthew, and then I heard from Mike, and then here it is. We are here today. So thank you, Matt. I appreciate that, man.
Good man.
Definitely. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Yes.
And
it
a
is
former
good.
guest of the.
True. One of our
Podcast.
first, actually. He was on like
Episode 5.
episode 5.
five.
We were talking about that last night. Was it 3? Was it 4?
I did watch it as well.
And that was in the pre-green screen days. We were all deep in the COVID bunker at that point.
Oh,
you know?
God.
So it's nice that we actually all be here, come
Yes.
down here. I mean, this
Yes.
is
It's
again,
good to not be in a basement.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I personally
Thank
love
you.
my basement, so this pandemic can just keep going for me.
Yeah.
But
That's your sweet spot. That's what
it
He
is.
loves it. The man cave.
Oh yes, it's my
That's
music
the-
studio
That
where
is
I pulled
correct.
actually all of the stuff that I brought here is so I have a bunch of stuff at Centrotherm,
Okay.
which is microphones and mixing boards and stuff like that for the green room stuff. But because it was mobile, I mean all of this stuff is like my music recording junk and stands and things like that. So I definitely just pilfered all this stuff from my own supply to make it a mobile unit, and we got clearly microphones and cables and cameras and stands and interfaces and the whole 9 yards. So I kind of do it as
You look legit. It
Con-
looks pretty
Yeah.
good.
Notice that microphone is a condensing microphone.
That it is.
Yes,
That it is.
I've had a couple experiences in the studio
Oh,
before
have you?
myself. Yes.
Are you a singer? Are you a musician?
Yeah, I put words together in a poetry formatic
Oh,
motion. Yeah.
excellent. Do you have?
It's amazing. And
do you have a-
Navien is featured.
Yeah, I do have a Navien feed too.
Oh, we gotta include this in there. somehow.
Send me a link and I will absolutely pop that through. I'm hopefully you've got some like professional headshot style, very
Yes, yeah.
swaggy and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
whatnot. I'll edit it all together.
Yes.
It'll be amazing. It'll be
Yes, yes,
amazing.
yes,
So.
But nobody can discover him and steal him away from us.
Navien for life. I have
There
the
you go.
tattoo. I just
Stop
can't show you guys.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh my god.
Little Superman chest knob.
Yes, that's and I'm not talking about.
It's a
the guy that
PG
paid for the
show. We
Panthers.
can't.
No ripping off clothes. Oh
I
God.
can just CGI that shirt right off here.
Yeah.
I'm close.
There
And
you
I'll
go.
Photoshop any tattoo I want on there at that point.
There it is.
Another beautiful day.
He's
everyone.
gonna be representing Centrotherm.
You should put your slogan right here.
Yeah.
That's the podcast picture.
Oh, that's the thumbnail. Yeah. Oh, I might do that. I might do that. Navian Man of Steel, something like that. That might be a good idea. I have a lot of video editing ahead of me here before we go to Greece, like in 4 days or something like
Oh my
that.
God.
Running out of time.
Yeah, I gotta get that done for July.
That'll be your drive home. He's driving, you're
Oh
working.
my god, I can't possibly edit this on the drive home. I mean, I use the
Does that
big.
say something about my driving or
No,
about?
it says something about that's a pretty big screen for a computer, but when that's why I like to work from home.
Yeah.
I got the curved gaming monitor thing, and with Premiere Pro, I'm not sure if you guys have ever tried any video editing stuff. There's a ton of like little windows that have all these little parameters, controls, and stuff like that. And on a screen like that, you have to just continually minimize and move stuff. It's really an inefficient way to do it. So I could do it. It would be meticulous and frustrating, and I would not enjoy it the way I will when I can sit down and do
that
this.
while you're driving?
My alarm is going
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
My first podcast.
What's the alarm for? What is it signaling here?
I have no idea. I really don't. It was from like yesterday.
Oh,
so
my goodness.
we're gonna go turn it off.
There you go. Take your seat, Mr. Marshall.
Come on in. Come on in.
Oh, shucks. Here I go.
Actually, Mr. Marshall, all our classes are full. For the rest of the year, all the classes are full.
Popular man.
How
They
often
are.
do you run the class? Well, I mean, it's
2
So
classes
right
a week.
now, 2 classes a week, depending on the style of private class that they like to have. Some of the class, well, I'm not going to say that public, but some private classes can be tailored a little bit. But most of the time, it's 2-day courses for every week. Now it's every week. Schedule filled up pretty fast too. I was like, one day I looked
You do
at
this
it
every week?
every week, yeah.
Like 3 days, 4 days?
4 days. So 2-day courses, I'll do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday give me enough time to get things ready for Monday again.
Yes.
Excellent. So how'd you get into this?
I started off by means of tech support. I started in tech support. I started from the bottom. First year in, I got senior technician, and about year 4 or 5, I was senior technical lead. So after that, senior technical lead, right when the pandemic began to start, this position came open, and I took it. But we couldn't have classes, so I went on the road because I was like, man, I want to be ready for when the pandemic's over. So I need to just get ready training guys, because there's a difference between training a technician and then training a contractor, right? Technicians, I got 8 hours a day to really dive in. They really don't know what they're talking. Everything's fresh and new to them, where a contractor will call you like, oh, wait a minute. I've experienced this in the field. Why is that happening? Like, I've dealt with this before. Why is this going this way? And you have to kind of really explain it to them and know what you're talking about, right? So it became a different challenge, but at the same time, you got to know how to move forward. Like, you can't get stagnant. It's a whole different challenge. Yeah.
Which do you prefer? Do you prefer the contractor training, or do you prefer the more technical training? If you want to plead the fifth, I mean that's fine as well. I mean, if you hate them both equally, then I get it.
I mean, they both have a special place in my heart.
All right,
right?
fair.
The
It's a good answer.
the technical support part, I grew up with that, right? So it's just like, hey, listen, I grew up eating, chocolate chip muffins. It always seems like home to me, right?
Gotcha.
So that's the technical support training, where the contractor training is fresh, is new. I'm liking it. I have more flexibility, but the feedback that I get, we can bounce back because I'm learning as well as teaching at the same time. So that's why I always start my classes off with, hey, listen, I'm probably going to learn just as much from you guys, or you guys learning from me, because you guys get the hands-on part of it. And then I don't get the hands-on part of it all the time. So I look for feedback so I can say, oh, I had a guy come in and he told me this happened. Just say, for instance, with the Centrotherm thing, right? I was explaining to you earlier that, hey, listen, the guy came in and said, hey, listen, you running out higher temperatures, make sure you're, specifically 3 foot for every single. I learned that in the field, and opening up a book and showing something like that.
Do you get out in the field and actually do some installs just to see that perspective of the job?
No.
No, you're not supposed to.
I go
sounds like you don't love it.
I
so
go see installs, right? I monitor them. I'm not allowed to touch. Okay.
Got it.
Sometimes I'm like, I'm over. I got this. But for the most part, I do get to experience the on-site going to look at installs or service. Like something's down, we'll say, hey, get out there. Let's take a look. Let's see the local reps. They'll say, hey, listen. We have a scenario. Do you mind coming out with us if you have a day off? And I'll go shoot out there and take a look at the install. Right. Stuff like that.
So this training center here, does it support really the eastern part of the U.S.? Or do you just have classes? Doesn't matter where somebody's coming from.
It doesn't matter.
So
it
you
doesn't
have people
matter.
from all over the
I
US
have people
coming
from
in.
all over.
over.
Canada,
Okay.
some Massachusetts, South Carolina, Central Indiana.
Texas.
These are, I'm assuming these are the ones that have
Texas.
already been through here. Is that's why you're naming
Yeah,
these?
Yeah,
And to come. Yeah,
and to come,
Oh.
yeah. I think we got some guys coming over from the West Coast as well, northern, so up in Washington area or something like
Yeah.
that for boiler training.
So
as
what's
well.
the how's the decision made to come here in South Jersey versus somewhere in California? Did they not have the same type of facility over there at the?
They do. So here's the deal. When I was in technical support, I was a go-to guy, right?
Okay,
And
so that's-
a
so
lot of
it's
relationships
you.
established at that point.
No doubt. So you do it best, so they send the
Yeah.
best to the best. kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
So-
Not to say the best because
Well.
they're good over there in California
You
as
get
well.
some good feedback.
They're good. They get great feedback as well. I'm just prettier.
Some commentary from the other side.
I'm just more handsome. That's it.
That's
That's it. They want to see my face.
So let me ask a little bit about training, because obviously we've got some reps that are Navien reps. We've got reps that are others as well. But we're pretty impressed with the way that Navien goes about training. Not only here in facilities like this, but also the training that's done with your reps. They
Yes.
all have certain, almost a quota of
Yes.
training that they need to meet. How do you guys collaborate? Is this like next level up? They do the training, in the field, and then they come here for deeper training.
Yes, that's how it is.
work?
So there's a couple levels of training. You got your 1, 2, and 3, right? So the level 1 training is essentially introductory. We'll go, say, would you say, Matt, inside sales or the wholesaler or something
Inside
like
sales, salespeople for the contractors themselves,
Yeah.
for the installers.
that? Yeah.
And it's level 1 is basically a introduction to the product, going through all the different products, and it's just your basic knowledge.
Okay.
Yes. Then you got level 2, more installation only, like specifications for gas pressure, mins, max, venting lamps, in depth about, beginning operation of the front panel, stuff like that, which is installation. And then you have your level 3. Now, a lot of our reps, like Matt, but he's come from the field. He can do a level 3 class.
I think he's certified now. Just
He's
recently.
he's
Level
certified.
2.
So he
Well,
can
room to grow,
do
my
it.
friend.
Yeah,
Yes,
sir.
he can do it. But then they call on the specialist to knock out the level 3. No, no, the Navien employee has it because again,
Sure.
I can't. He can do it, but it's just I'm a Navien employee.
Sure,
and
absolutely.
you have to be a Navien employee to be.
We have the
certified.
same parallel with
There you go.
Centrotherm,
Yes.
where our reps
Yeah.
have certainly, some of them have extremely high they're superseding my knowledge.
Yeah.
They are on engineer level
Yeah.
with Centrotherm people, and of course they also know they have Lochinvar knowledge
Exactly.
and TACO knowledge and all this other stuff as well. But when it's time to do like an ASPE presentation,
Yes.
CEUs. Typically, somebody who is on the Centrotherm payroll
That's been
Yeah.
trained to do those.
right.
Those
Yeah.
Comes
classes.
through. So same kind of
Same,
thing.
yes,
And
same
it's funny. It's
exact
nice.
thing, yes.
We haven't really had too many manufacturers on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We usually have a lot of contractors and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
on. We've
yeah.
had reps and ad executives and stuff like that. It's funny to hear some parallels to our world a little bit
Yes.
as well. I mean, we're kind of clearly in the same space.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's
And we love Navien loves Centrotherm as well. You know that.
We
Yeah,
love you guys,
You
too.
guys have a special place in our manual, right?
that's great.
I like it.
Oh my god.
So this facility here for me, I've walked through a lot of training facilities, both while I've been on this side of the business and where I came from before. This is a pretty impressive place.
Awesome, thank you.
Tell us a little bit about what you got in this building, and maybe we can do a tour as well, and put
Yes,
it into
indeed.
the
Awesome,
Let's
awesome.
So what do you-
let's get
what
up
do
and
you
walk
have?
around after you sell the building,
Okay.
and then let's go see the building.
All right, awesome. So what we have, we come in, you walk through the state-of-the-art doors, right? They open up, right?
True.
So we
Functional
walk through-
as hell.
Functional. So we come in, immediately you see this beautiful face right here,
Oh,
Kirstyn.
thank
She
you.
introduces
Thank
you to the building, right? When you come in directly, you see a Welcome to Navien sign. You go in that area is our lecture room. So in that area where the Navien sign is our lecture room. But before you get to that lecture room, you have our wonderful showroom floor. And on our showroom floor, we have a unit history wall. And then 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 we have a unit history wall. And we also have our rack system setup, right? In our rack system setup, we have phenomenal piping coming off the top, made by this company called Centrotherm, who actually has
Where are they located?
They are located in Albany, New York. The
capital of New York City.
Yeah, so the capital of New York City. So yes, they definitely we have that manifold there. We have a couple MPEs around us just to show guys what the product look like. Then when we go into the lecture room, that's where the real magic happens, right? That's where I do a lot of teaching as far as, showing the presentation, but diving into a lot of different specifications and install information, right? Then after that, we'll do a unit teardown in there as well. We pull the system all the way out to the heat exchanger, set the heat exchanger on the table, and I go what they say, soup the nuts on everything inside the cabinet. So that's first day. Second day, we'll go into the live fire room. We'll grab a manometer. We'll test gas pressures. We'll show you how to set up offset, dial system in. Then we'll go with the multimeter, show you how to check voltages on different components inside the cabinet. I'll show you how to run operational information right off the system. So that way, when you leave this class, number one, level 3 certified for NSS, right? Then number 2, you're more competent and putting hands on the system, because a lot of guys, once they take the cover off, they're like, oh, put the cover back on, no, I gotta go, because it looks intimidating. But by the time you leave here, you've had hands on the system, you've taken the system apart, you've worked with the system live fire, you're very confident now going back out to the system and working on it in the field, service, maintenance, the whole 9. That's the Navien in Jersey training. And it can be offered also in outside Jersey as well, Canada, California as well. Just won't have this pretty face.
Unless you ask specifically. All right, let's go check out the building.
Follow us.
Let's go. Welcome to the NJ training facility. My name's Shawn Marshall. We have Kirstyn.
Welcome.
And we have Miss Liz She.
Just kidding.
And we have some Centrotherm.
And we have some Centrotherm.
Matthew, how did they get there?
Hey.
They materialized. I don't know. That's it.
So then we come in. As we can see, we're located all across the globe. Navigator Energy for the Environment. And if you didn't know, that's what Navien stands for, Navigating Energy for Environment.
I did not know that.
I just learned something new.
That is amazing.
Fun fact.
That is very fun.
Then we come here to our showroom floor. We have a great display of current installs that are in the field. We see how people love dealing with the product. We come over here. This is our innovator type of system, our water heater, MPE. This is our version 2 of it. Latest and greatest, a lot of bells and whistles to it, right? So then we come over here. This is our jewel right here. This is our rack system, right? We got a rack system pre-made, but then we also have the Centrotherm header, right? Now this is where we really can take the market, because guess what? When you do this and you get this kit from Centrotherm, it comes basically as a puzzle setup. Comes with the instructions on how to put everything together, everything pretty much sized to fit this specifically.
Yes, the check is in the mail, sir.
Yes. So, which is a great addition for us, because we can say, hey, listen, call Centrotherm. They already have the measurements. They can get you what you need, right? But this is our rack setup. If we're doing a commercial install, say for instance, we don't have the space inside of a utility room and a commercial application, you can get the rack, you can put them in the center of the floor. Even if you're in the southern areas, you need to put everything on the roof. We got racks for roof installs, and we get our vent termination collars or kits to go up top, and we have a clean install.
So these are 6 units back to back.
6
right?
units back to
What's
back.
the BTU for this particular setup, roughly?
So for this particular setup, we'll go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. About 1,200,000, right?
BTUs.
BTU we can handle right there. So minus 6 BTU, 6 specific BTUs. Just wanted to give you that quick thing right there. And this is our unit history wall, right? So we got our MPEA version 2, and we have our MPE S version 2, and then we have our NCB, which is our combi product, and then we have our NHB, which is our boiler only product, and we have our NFB, which is our fire tube, give us a little bit more mass boiler product. All right, and then we also have an NFC as well, which is a fire tube combi boiler as well, and then we have our big boy, our NFBC, right? We can get that in 301 and 399,000 BTU for the commercial install. Works great. I call her a beast. That's what she is, a beast.
Beautiful beast.
Yeah, she works phenomenal. Then over here we have our accessory wall. So we have all our accessories, our peak flow, our headers for our boiler, primary, secondary. We have our vent collars, comfort air kit or H2 air kit, on-demand control kit. We have our Navien Clean. And now, when we're doing a boiler, if you don't have this Navien Clean in place, you need to get one. Definitely. We have remotes. We have our Navien Link Wi-Fi controller. We have zone controller. And always, with every single product, you need to have some type of service valves. So please make sure we have our service valves, because we have a high efficiency system, which does require maintenance. Awesome. So then, this is where the magic happens. Welcome to Navien. This is where I do all my talking and lecturing. We had a great time today, right? We actually did a combination training. We did combi training. We talked about our NCBH, which is our newer combi that's out. And we also talked about our NFCH, which is our fire tube, our newer version of the fire tube that came out as well. So great deal. We went with the newer style dual venturi, give us a better turn down ratio on that. A lot more extra controls involved in it too, so we can get those systems when they're installed specific to the application that it needs, right? But this is where I do most of the lecturing at. As we can see here, I'll go up off of our PowerPoint display. While you're learning, you also have snacks and beverages. Make sure this is an experience. We want you to have a good time when you come to New Jersey for this training.
Oh, I'm gonna cut in some of the jokes that you made. I took some good footage before. It was good.
One thing that I found impressive, especially when I find out you do 2 trainings a week in this, pretty much filling up the full week.
Yes.
This room this morning, outside of where my computer is still planted back there, this was a full room.
It was.
Is that like that every time?
For the most part, yes. For the most part, yes, it is full every single time. I think maybe the second class so far I had was minus like 2 guys, but man, ever since then, the word's spreading and people want to get here, man. So I'm just thankful that people want to come to learn, man, about the product, and they really enjoy it too. So that feels good to me, man. That people really learning and taking something away.
I must say that, so yes, the seats were all full and everybody was paying attention and laughing at the appropriate times,
Well,
and
as you can tell from this video, there's energy in the audience right here.
Yeah.
It keeps it very engaging.
Yes,
no question
I
about
try my best. Man.
Yes, indeed.
I do try my best. So then, after we do our day 1 training, and we go day 2. Now, day 2, you're just getting up in the morning. First thing I do, I show you factory, right? So we have our factory out of Seoul, Korea, and that's where we do the bulk of everything. But we just purchased land down in Virginia, about $77 million worth of it, right? And they do intend on putting that stamp "Made in America," so we're gonna get there, and it's sooner than later. So watch out, we're coming.
Is it a full line manufacturing here, or are they specializing just on
No, it will
type
be.
of
It will be
soup to nuts?
what we offer here in the United States of America
Full
as
product
far
offer.
full product offer. From what I understand it, yes. So we're ready, man. We want to do this. We want to make sure we provide these systems made here. So here's where the magic happens in the live fire, right? I got a water heater row. I got a combi row. I got a boiler row. We got everything going. I got an NFBC in the back, but this is where we get to see the live firing take place, right? We'll get these systems fired up. I'll go over gas pressure, static, dynamic. We'll cover offset, how to dial it in, what your flame should look like when it is dialed in, because sometimes the numbers don't match up, but if you know what to look for, you can get it at least close till we get the proper tools to go ahead and test, right? We also go over voltages with the multimeter, with DC, AC volts, what our gas valve voltages look like, pump voltages, how everything is supposed to operate. We'll show you how to stage the system out, know what each stage looks like, know what everything represents when dealing with the product, and then we also really show guys, before you leave this room, pull out your cameras, get the QR code. We got Centrotherm here. Make sure you don't need to have the manual. You can download it on your phone. All right, I let them know that. So definitely, I let them know.
There's that QR plug for you.
There you go. I love QR codes.
Oh yeah, it works, man. You know what? I do too, because my sign-in now, you know, is a QR code. It makes life so much easier, right? You don't have to carry the book with you. Pull out your phone, get the QR code, right? And you can see if you want it on a website, if you want it on YouTube, if you just need the quick guide, if you need a contact, we got QR codes for contact too.
I'm gonna send you another banner that has a QR code to this episode.
Yeah, just for this episode, we got QR codes. Just for this episode. So definitely, yes, this is where the magic happens. And then once we get done here, second day, it's almost time to roll. So we feed you, and then we take you back into the lecture room, right? Once we get back in the lecture room, you become certified. You get a certificate saying, hey, listen, I completed this course. You're then up for NSS. You're available to be an NSS, and just do know, if you're an NSS, you have to provide your license. You have
What's
to
an
provide
NSS for those who don't know?
NSS is Navien Service Specialist. That means you get a special spot on our website that when your zip code is put in, your name pops up. All right, and that does require official license. You have to have a business. You have to have your business rolling. Anybody just can't be on NSS. So that's a good thing about it. You know you're getting a qualified technician if you call somebody for NSS. They are third party, but they're qualified and they've been trained by the best, right?
That's right.
So definitely, it's definitely an experience when you come here to our NJ facility. There's experience if you go to Canada facility or our California facility as well. Like I said, the only difference, they just don't look the same.
Dude, thank you.
Thank
it
you.
was a learning experience for me, right? I don't get my hands on too many boilers these days, but thanks for inviting us here. You guys run a top-notch training facility. We were very impressed. Thank you for your hospitality, and above all else, your enthusiasm as a trainer. I can't tell you, it's second to none.
Thank you.
You just made it engaging. People were loving you. You made it a party at the end when you were giving out the certificates. It was really well done.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity. I thank you guys for coming out, just giving me the opportunity. Definitely continue to look forward to working with you guys. I promote Centrotherm, all my trainings. I'm a huge fan of PolyPro. If you don't know, my lingo is when I talk about PolyPros, guess what? Get that glue and primer out of there, man. Nobody wants to smell that. And get you some gaskets, get you some lube it, pop it together, don't forget your clips, and then guess what? You have now a venting connection. So, and also, if you make a mistake, pull it apart, fix it, put it back together, and you're on your way, right? So that's why I love PolyPro, I love Centrotherm. I look forward to continue to work with you guys. Thanks again, Mike.
It's my pleasure, sir. Yes, thanks for having us, sir.
Of course, absolutely, anytime.
Thank you, man. I can't thank you enough, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the hospitality.
Thank you.
Fast forward that little pause there.